Small talk in pairs and in small groups. Small talk can occur anywhere. It is normal conversation which is carried out by normal people in any situation. It is conversation which is not related to the work of the learner. So there could be various occasions in which it can occur. For example, it can occur while you are waiting to get your documents photocopied. It can occur just before the meeting when you are waiting for the meeting to start. It can occur at a tea break or at lunch break. It can occur when you are waiting to say goodbye to somebody. It can also occur when you meet somebody casually, you just pass somebody by in the corridor. Or when you are waiting for somebody to arrive in the office. It could occur when you are in a guided tour or when you are socializing with a client. So the small talk requires the learner to engage in polite conversation without prior warning. So there is no agenda, there is no topic, and the learner or the speaker has to think about something in order to fill that gap which is there. It is basically on banal subjects which have got no significance as far as the job of the interlocutors are concerned. So what is its main aim? Basically, it functions for building relationship. When you try to be nice to somebody or you want to build up a relationship with somebody, so you indulge in small talk. It can be time filling. If there is an uncomfortable silence between people, or when you are sitting and there's nothing to do, then you can start a small talk to fill up that gap which is there. It can fill the silence which is there, and then it can be used for easing from one topic to the other. So instead of abruptly switching over the topics, you can use a little bit of a small talk in between. It can also ease the tension in a complex or a difficult negotiation. So you stop the negotiation and you talk about anything else. You talk about what the person did in his spare time, or how was the drive to the office, and so on. A small talk can also emphasize the relationships which are already existing between people. For example, if you meet your senior in the lift, so it would be the senior who would decide what would be the topic of the conversation. So that way he would be emphasizing the existing relationship of seniority and between you. It also evolves during interaction, and it depends a lot upon the reaction of the other person. Luckily for business English teachers, small talk can happen without pre-planning. You don't have to really plan how to teach your students how to carry out a small talk. So it could happen while the teacher is waiting for the class to fill. So you overhear learners talking about sports. So you can also join in and you can start chatting to them casually about the cricket match which they attended the other day. So it is just a casual talk in order to fill up the gap which is there while you are waiting. So, but there are some learners who would want special practice in this area. So activities can be devised by the teacher to give them practice in pairs. So these activities could be, for example, use shared cards to start a conversation. The teacher would observe as the students read those cards and carry out that activity, and then after observing how the learners are carrying out the small talk, he or she would give them feedback about it. So here are some suggestions for different types of activities which can be carried out for small talk between pairs of learners. For example, the first one is you are standing in the lift with one other person. When it stops between two floors, one of you presses the button for assistance. Then you look at each other. What do you say? So now this is a prompt about what to say, and the learners would now think about what to say to the other person, and thus engage in a small talk. Then there could be an activity in which there is small talk in groups. So each learner gets a card and starts a conversation on the given topic. And then the others join in with that activity. They also contribute to the conversation. and the teacher asks the class to keep the conversation going. So these could be some suggestions for it. The view out of the window. So one learner starts speaking, and then the others are encouraged to join in. Business English learners need communication skills for various contexts. So they need to be able to talk in a social setting. They need to be able to carry out small talk. And it is the teacher's job to give them enough practice in different situations and contexts in the class.